The terrible reality about websites is that 98, maybe even 99% of the websites that are up there, and there are probably 80, 90, 100 million websites in the world, almost every single one of them is a failure. No one plans to be a failure. People put a lot of effort and time into the website, but it's like the old joke. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody is there to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, if your website is up on the web and no one is coming to visit it, is it a website? Well, the answer is it is a website. You put the work, you put the effort, you put the time into it, and you really had your hopes and your dreams that the website is going to sell and make you all that money. But it's not that easy. Same thing, if you wrote a book, and just because you wrote it, it doesn't mean that it's going to sell. Website is no different. You have to make your websites be seen in order to at least have a chance to sell your product. And that is an art, and that is work. Now, in order to be seen, most people know that there are such things as keywords. Keywords on a website, for instance, if you're writing about a website about cameras, if what you want to do is sell cameras, one of the keywords would be camera. Now there's a problem with that because there are millions and millions of websites that sell cameras, and why would a search engine put your website ahead of another website that has the word camera? So camera is a keyword that's too contested, it has too much competition. You need to do keyword research and find a word that has to do with camera that is not so competitive that you could win. And there are special tools to do that. Now, perhaps pictures or photos, a photo taking would lead a person to a website, would lead a person to your site, and where you could explain to him about photo taking and then explain to him how come your camera or your site is such a good place to buy a camera at. That would be a way to do it. Or camera by itself might not be good, but you could say Panasonic camera or Sony camera. Of course, those words are still very heavily contested. You need a keyword tool to figure that out. If you're in plumbing, if you write the word sink, you're going to have 15 million websites competing for the word sink. But you may not have 15 million websites competing for the word stainless steel sink. So that's one of the basics of keywords on the website. Usually keywords work slowly, and you need a little bit more than that. So there is something called adwords. AdWords are those little advertisements that you see on the side of the search engines. AdWords is what Google calls it in particularly. And they're paid ads that show up. You pay for the right that whenever someone types the word camera into a search engine, your ad appears on the right side of the site and the person will click on it. Now, camera is, again, a very highly contested word, and you would keep paying a lot of money for that word. So again, you want to get less contested words. But the point is, let's say you turn out to have a word that's Sony camera. Make sure that when the person clicks on that advertisement, he's going to go to a page on your site that talks about Sony cameras. If your word fits Panasonic cameras, make sure that he clicks and gets to a page that talks about Panasonic cameras, because the person should always get what he expects to see after clicking the site. That's your credibility. Your credibility is at stake when you're doing that in AdWords. Very important to be straight, because you're only going to fool people once, maybe twice, but they're not going to come back a third time, and your reputation is very hard to fix. So that's what we'll talk about for right now. We'll continue later.